soft. I like them soft.
The humble McDonald's French fry is actually the best-selling fast food item of all time.
These are McDonald's fries, and this is everything that's in McDonald's fries.
Damn!
Potato, what does Mickey D's put in those fries to make them so good? Are they really even potatoes?
I
These
heard that
look
they put
like
some
potatoes,
poison on
but
the
are they
potatoes,
really
and
potatoes?
they radioactive
French
and
fries,
they gotta stick.
starch, salt, fat. This is the worst type of fat that you can possibly eat.
Corporations cook very differently
as
than
shit.
people do. They use vast amounts of salt, fat, and sugar, much more than you would ever use in your own cooking. And the reason they do that is those are three incredibly attractive and incredibly cheap ingredients. And when they're layered properly, as in a chip, they're incredibly addictive.
You're looking at heart disease, diabetes.
I was feeling bad in the car, feeling like shit. Really, I was feeling really, really sick and unhappy. Started eating, feel great, feel really good now. I feel so good, it's crazy.
I look at this big box as just one big box of death.
So, it's the early
Hey, yo, what the crack on the joint is crazy.
1940s, and McDonald's is just a single, tiny, quirky roadside drive-thru in San Bernardino, California. And their fries were actually kinda healthy? McDonald's fries back then were literally just potatoes that were fried in 93% beef tallow and only a very small percentage of vegetable oil, 7%. This combo of mostly beef tallow with just a tiny bit of vegetable oil created mind-blowing, finger-licking, drool-emitting, crispy golden fries.
That shit's still
I love
bumping.
them. Golden brown on the outside,
Shit's
fluffy
still
white
bumping.
inside, and they're not too oily, salty, crunchy.
And they were amazing and became a giant hit. While most of the fast food joints at the time were frying in only oil, McDonald's was using beef tallow because it actually saved them money.
The fuck
Pretty
is beef
crazy,
tallow?
right? This was back when natural, healthy beef fat was cheaper than toxic seed oils. The beef tallow gave these fries this indescribable beefy flavor that people just couldn't get anywhere else. It had this succulent umami taste,
That
nested inside
umami,
the perfect salty, buttery soft potato, which the McDonald's brothers would air dry in crates to evaporate the moisture. It was nothing short of pure perfection. Yes, McDonald's
Mickey
fries
D's fries.
were special.
McDonald's world-famous fries taste so good they disappear faster than you can eat them.
Make you want to
So
smack
watch
your
out.
mom.
But then came a businessman named Ray Kroc. He wanted to take McDonald's and expand it across the country, across the world.
they always
But in order to
fucking
do
up.
that, these fries made from real potatoes, beef tallow, and salt just wasn't gonna cut it. He needed something more consistent, more scalable, more addictive. And so, ever so slowly, McDonald's French fries started including more and more ingredients, more and more additives, more and more chemicals. They started jamming more and more food science into it.
I want some McDonald's right now. I want some fries right now. DoorDash. Fucking DoorDash.
And yes, more and more seed oils. To where today, McDonald's French fries are the single most addictive fries on the planet,
Damn
with
right.
an ingredient list so long and hard to pronounce,
Crack.
while being fried in a
crack on that
murky
list, I
blend
saw it.
of canola, corn, and soybean oil, and a formula so perfected that no one ever craves fries from Burger King,
Hell
or
no.
Arby's, or In-N-Out.
Hell no.
They're only ever addicted to McDonald's fries.
Yo,
and it was
can't forget
all
the Sprite. Yo, McDonald's got the best fucking Sprite. You know why? Because I heard McDonald's put their Sprite in a different container and it mixes with the flavor, right? All that metal and metallic from that steel fucking container they put it in intertwines with the atoms and molecules, and that shit boosts the flavor, and that shit be fucking bussin'. The shit got battery acid in it. That's a small little smidget drop, but it got a little battery acid in it. That's why after you take about 3 gulps of that shit, your shit be on fire, burnt crispy, but it be so fucking good. It hurts so good. Let me stop, man. I feel my back swelling up.
by design.
Oh, tasty time.
Hey, you're not gonna be putting stuff in
I
my
love
mouth while I'm
fries, y'all.
blindfolded.
I know
Pimp.
exactly where these are from. Instant. Well, you have to make a choice, and we're going to give our answers in unison.
Okay.
Right now.
Here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
McDonald's. Yeah, easy.
McDonald's.
Fluffy, salty, definitely McDonald's.
Taking a bite of one is like taking a bite of my entire childhood and the American flag.
There's simply nothing like it.
This is the story behind one of the most iconic fast food items in America and the world. And it will make you never look at French fries the same way ever again.
Only specially selected whole russet potatoes can make the world's most famous fry.
You've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that come through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray.
I heard that. They spray that shit on there, and that shit is like really bad for you. That shit is really, really bad for you, to the point where motherfuckers won't even go out there and fuck with them for 5 days. That's a long time, pimp. And they gotta sit out there, and then you about to eat this shit. That shit damn near radioactive.
Food supply, and let's get into it.
But they good,
By the time kids are able to speak, most of them can say McDonald's.
Burger, please.
Do they say McDonald's? Say McDonald's, daddy. McDonald's.
Speaking of McDonald's, you might remember the McDonald's hot coffee case, where a woman spilled hot coffee on herself and sued the restaurant. She simply wanted $20,000 for her medical bills. McDonald's offered her a measly $800. So she sued them and was awarded $640,000 before settling out of court. The moral of the story is that unless you have good legal representation, corporations will take advantage of you. That is where
McDonald's, the only place you can get world famous McDonald's French fries.
Nah, he can't say McDonald's. He better not. I'll be mad as shit. Damn, is the video too long? I feel like this shit is bumping, or is that my video?
This is Ray Kroc, the multi-mixer fellow you spoke to. When do you figure we can expect him?
See, originally, Ray Kroc went to McDonald's to sell them a milkshake machine. But after he saw the massive crowds, the highly efficient kitchen, and those golden, crispy fries, he knew he had to get a piece of that sweet McDonald's pie. So he offered the McDonald's brothers, Dick and Mac, a little deal.
What's his name?
He would expand McDonald's
what was his name?
Fries. He knew he had to get a piece of that sweet McDonald's pie. So he offered the McDonald's brothers, Dick and Mac, a little deal. He would expand McDonald's into a multi-state franchise in exchange for a cut of their exploding profits. And you see, the McDonald's brothers were already looking for a guy to help them expand. They were just a couple of humble fry cooks. They didn't really know how this franchising stuff worked.
Right.
So they accepted his offer.
Go get somebody that do it. That's what I
got straight to work. Yes, the fries were fan-freaking-tastic, but Kroc noticed that not every batch turned out that same golden brown color. And some fries ended up being a little more crispy than others. And this simply would not do. To build a national fast food chain, every fry needs to be consistent. Customers needed to be able to go to a McDonald's in California and be able to get the exact same fries as what they would get at a McDonald's in New York.
Right.
So Ray made some adjustments to the McDonald's cooking process. He had an electrical engineer invent something he dubbed the potato computer. See, when you drop a batch of raw French fries into the fire, the temperature of the oil instantly drops.
Right.
With the potato computer, it would let you know exactly when the oil has risen by 3 degrees, so you can take the fries out. That way, you would have fries cooked to the exact same specification every single time.
That's genius. That's fucking genius.
And to make sure each fry had the same crispiness level, he sent out a squad of potato testers who would literally take biopsies of potatoes from the farmers they bought from, just to make sure they had the right water content at 20 to 23%. He also sourced the most flawless, perfect potato possible, the Russet Burbank. See, the Russet Burbank is special. This potato is exceptionally long and hard to grow, making it the perfect shape for McDonald's signature straw-like fries that just boutique out of their red fry cartons. And the starch level was perfection. But the problem with Russet Burbank is that they usually have those gross-looking brown spots on the inside. This is called net necrosis. In reality, it's just discoloration that is completely harmless to eat. But from a marketing standpoint, these brown spots might as well be a death sentence. These brown spots make your fries look old, stale, not fresh. There's no way you could ever stand for brown spots on your fries. Not only do they have to taste perfect, but they also have to look perfect if you want them to be addictive. So you tell the farmers you buy from that you will not tolerate any brown spots. Nope. How do you get rid of these natural brown spots?
Get rid of the whole
By
potato.
spraying toxic pesticides on them, of course.
Hell yeah.
You've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that comes through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. And then when they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them. So you see the desire for a certain kind of...
Who waited that long to find the fuck out that it takes that long? That's a long time. The nigga that ate them in 4 weeks, they must have been fucked. Did they just wait every week? Another motherfucker try. Yo, it's been 2 weeks. Go ahead and give it a try. Damn, he died. 3 weeks. Another one died. 4 weeks. Died. 5 died. 6 weeks. I made it. All right, take the motherfuckers out. Ship them to Mickey D's.
Chip leads to a certain kind of agriculture.
More on this later.
Chick-fil-A.
But back to the story. Ray Kroc had become the mad scientist of fast food. And by the late 1950s, he started opening McDonald's locations all over
1950s. Damn, now you was 5. Shit.
America, in Chicago, New York, Tennessee. And just like they did in San Bernardino, Americans lost their minds.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please?
Yeah, and I like being close to my favorite French fry. Nobody can give you all of this
At a McDonald's price.
Except
McDonald's.
Thanks for making us number one.
We did it together. McDonald's and you.
Just because they make enough money for families or whatever, don't mean they want to pay it out. They can make $1 billion and only want to give you 20. Like, oh man, that 1,000, that million ain't gonna hurt them. But they like, man, fuck that. I need every penny. Or they tested it on animals. Hey man, listen. How you gonna test some shit on animals and like we match that and shit? That shit is wild. McDonald's been running the fucking game for forever. Since the 40s and shit. Damn, McDonald's been running shit for a grip. They still run shit now, for real. Nobody want to admit that shit, man. Something wrong with you. McDonald's running shit. I fuck with McDonald's, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
So your prize-winning fry recipe was in the
buns
bag.
got smaller.
But you, Ray Kroc, had one little problem. See, delivering potatoes to all your McDonald's locations is a hassle.
Chino,
it's
what up?
expensive, and honestly, it's not what smart businessmen do. So you made a deal with your good friend John Richard Simplot, a guy who was already making and selling frozen fries in his giant factory in Idaho. This was the perfect opportunity to make McDonald's even more efficient than it was before. So you had Simplot cut, oil, fry, and freeze your fries, and then ship them out to your locations. This was a genius move, and it severely cut down on costs.
Thanks for
But why
asking.
stop
I ain't
there?
making out.
Simplot also had some great food additives on hand to make your fries even tastier. So you decided to dunk the fries in dextrose, which is a
That's
type
sugar.
of powdered sugar derived from good old Monsanto GMO corn.
Hold on. So McDonald's fries is already cooked, and then when they get sent to the joint, they cook them again? Is that... Well, the fries are good, but that's... I ain't fucking know that. That's weird. So they cook the shit with the seasonings and sugars in it. Then they freeze the shit. Then they ship the fries to McDonald's. But if they ain't always do that, wouldn't the flavor be
This
different?
extra dusting of sugar gave the
This shit is-
fries that indescribable crispy shell on
This
the
rabbit hole
outside,
getting deep.
and it would shoot people's blood sugar through the roof and contribute to
Baby
weight gain, heart disease, diabetes,
That's
acne, low
crazy.
energy, and depression. You also added a chemical called sodium acid pyrophosphate. This chemical keeps the fries a sunny yellow even after they've been frozen. Sodium acid pyrophosphate would later be proven to cause immune system damage in rats. But as we talked about before on this channel, the color of food can be just as important as the taste. Our eyes can be deceiving. If food looks fresh, it will taste fresh. If it doesn't look fresh, well, you could forget about your dreams of fast food domination. But somewhere along the way, animal fats started to become demonized.
Fat is the enemy.
Authority figures said that it was animal fats that we've been eating for thousands of years that were causing heart disease. Not all these new chemicals and seed oils that were introduced in the last few decades.
Right.
Documentary on this coming soon. So as McDonald's, you followed the trend and moved away from frying your fries in beef tallow.
You know the chief killer of Americans is cardiovascular disease. Disorders and degeneration of the heart and blood vessels.
He looked tired
Here
as
are
shit.
vital statistics. They show that this problem here in America is the worst in the world.
Instead of frying in mostly beef tallow, which you have done for decades, you would now fry exclusively in a murky blend of canola, corn, and soybean oil.
All mixed
It was
together?
the ultimate irony. McDonald's had removed the last healthy ingredient from their fries in the name of health. And this change would kind of ruin the beefy flavor that your fries are famous for. But that's okay, because there are plenty of even tastier additives we can add in to make up for it.
MSG. They look like they cooking meth. The addiction formula, that crack. Got that motherfucking cocaine in that thing.
A lot of the French fries McDonald's sends home with people never make it all the way home. Maybe you should get an extra one for the road.
Why is it that McDonald's fries are so much better than literally every other fry out there?
'Cause it
no
got
one
poison
craves the
in it?
fries at Burger King.
Out of all the French fries today, these are definitely the most pale and fake looking.
I don't like
They're also
Burger King
quite
fries.
thick and greasy.
No one's hank.
I don't like Burger King fries. What's your favorite fries? I can't stand Burger King fries. I could live without them. I know motherfuckers, right, that'll get McDonald's, order their food, and get the fries with their meal. They'll get a meal and then get fries just for the ride home so that when they get home, they can eat their fries with their burger and shit. Mickey D's got the best fries. Checkers, aka Riley's, they got some good ass Jones too, but man, Mickey D's is the king, man. Mickey D's is the fucking king. I never had the onion rings from Burger King. I had them, like I never ordered them, but sometimes I'd be getting fries and then it'd be an onion ring in the joint. It'd be that one random onion ring in there. How the fuck is this motherfucker sneaking here? You not a fry? What you doing? And then Wendy's fries, you gotta dip that shit in your Frosty. Wendy's, you gotta dip it in your Frosty. It be like, and they hit or miss. Sometimes you get Wendy's, they be limp and over seasoned, and sometimes they be cooked just right. And they be like, oh, all right, bet I could deal with that. And Wendy's need to stop playing, bring back the strawberry fucking Frosty. That shit was bumping. That strawberry Frosty was fucking bumping.
In for an Arby's curly fry or Sonic's onion rings.
I never
The
had
answer?
fucking
It's
Arby's
all in the
fry.
details. Have you ever wondered why McDonald's fries are served in glossy red cartons? And why are the fries so yellow? Studies have shown that when a human sees the color
Sometimes
red,
it could be
it
crispy.
literally
Hell
raises
yeah.
blood pressure and heart rate, giving the observer a sense of urgency.
Damn,
This is
red
why
do make
sale
you
signs
rush.
are usually red. And the color yellow? Yellow is the most visible color on the spectrum. So when someone looks at yellow, it really jumps out at them. It also represents carby foods like pasta and bread. So when you look at yellow, you naturally start to salivate. So
Damn.
putting your yellow fries in a red carton was the ultimate combo.
It's
You also
a
needed to
method
make
to
sure the
their
fries
madness.
were chemically addictive with the
Yeah, we
perfect
used to
ratio
draw
of
on them
sugar,
all.
fat, and salt, aka the bliss point. And yes, this is a real thing. American market researcher and psychophysicist Howard Moskowitz stated that a bliss point is the point where the levels of saltiness, sweetness, and richness are perceived as being just right. Within the food industry, this combination created a wave of craveable and addicting foods. And to replace that umami flavor of the beef tallow you got rid of, you simply throw in some quote-unquote natural beef flavor. And guess what? When this natural beef flavor hits the hot oil, it actually produces a high amount of MSG. You know MSG, the flavor
MSG.
enhancer that has been linked to brain damage.
Shout out to Uncle Roger. I know they about to give all the negative shits to it, man. Have you tried to mad homemade fries? Make homemade fries? Nah. Closest thing to homemade fries I ever made would be like the breakfast Jones, the home fries. That'd be about it. But I never took a potato, cut it up into a fry shape, and then season it and fry it. I never did that before.
Obesity and increased tumor formation? Studies have also shown that when lab rats eat foods laced with MSG, they'll eat 40% more than they usually would. That is the potent stuff laced in your fries. And now, your highly addictive fry recipe is complete, and it wasn't long before the entire world got hooked.
Yeah, man, I love how they say all the shit that's bad for you, all the shit that's unhealthy and shit. But then when you try to look up shit that's healthy for you, you never really find much. Or if you do find something that's quote unquote healthy for you, the shit be like fucking 300% more than cost than what it is to get the unhealthy shit. And it's like, damn, you kind of forcing my hand here. Maybe like $100 you go to the grocery store, you get this unhealthy shit. Or you $100 you go to the store, you get this healthy shit. Be like, the healthy shit you only get 2 meals with. The unhealthy shit with the $100, you're gonna get enough to eat for probably about 5 days.
So it's the mid-2000s, and as the new CEO of McDonald's, Jim Skinner, you're on top of the world. There are over 30,000 McDonald's locations worldwide. There's McDonald's in Australia, France, Japan, Egypt. There's even one on a Swedish mountaintop. What? Yes, you won fast food. But with a booming worldwide franchise, you now need more potatoes than ever. And farmers across America knew this. They also knew that you wouldn't accept anything other than your precious russet Burbanks, which is why most potato farmers across the US switched to growing russet Burbanks and dusting them with heaps of Monitor pesticide. A pesticide that was deemed highly hazardous by the WHO and was eventually straight up banned in 2009. But up until 2009, using Monitor on your potatoes was fair game. Actually, you kind of demanded it. And after decades of spraying Monitor in places like Idaho and Minnesota, the people who lived near the fields started to get strange symptoms. One woman said that 29 of her sheep died all at once because of the Monitor pesticide drift.
They started spraying on us, and they were spraying right next to the sheep. Then that winter, the winter of 96, 97, one by one they started to die.
Damn.
We lost 29 head. He cut one open and their livers were tan instead of the dark red, which means they were poisoned.
Other people got so sick, they had to leave their homes, which had been in their families for years.
We all got hit pretty hard, and I knew after that I had to get out of there, that I wasn't likely to survive if I got hit like that again. And I left. It was really hard because I had family close by and really deep connection to land.
The pesticide drift.
Hold on. Ketchup tastes different because I was about to bullshit an answer, but ketchup do taste different. You know, my least favorite ketchup is the fucking Hunt's. Is that what it is? Is it Hunt's? Yeah, I think it's Hunt's. The Heinz, now that's the best ketchup. Heinz is the shit, but Hunt's, that shit too sweet. It's because they use different sugar levels and salt levels and shit. That's what it really is. But Heinz 57 is that shit.
Would even reach school playgrounds nearby.
Some days you could stand in front of that school, or you could stand in that community, and the smell of that chemical was almost overwhelming. It was so strong.
Monitor pesticides is literally fatal if inhaled. It says it right on the information sheet. The farmers knew to wear masks or not to go into their fields after spraying. But what about the people nearby? What about the wind carrying the pesticide into other areas? You didn't really care to look into this because, well, it would hinder your bottom line. The goal is to sell as many fries as possible,
Right.
not worry about poor people in a sleepy town in Minnesota.
That's crazy.
When
That's
Monitor
fucked up.
was finally banned, because it's a deadly poison, you made sure that any mention of McDonald's using Monitor on their potatoes was wiped clean from the internet. Yes, you've been using it for decades, but hey, not anymore. Now you're using a different pesticide, which I guess we'll just have to wait and see if it's also toxic.
Now, why don't they just build an environment, like make an enclosed environment that simulates, you know what I mean, like the growing seasons and shit. All the shit we got that we make and all this technology and shit, man. Why couldn't they just put that shit and make a fucking fake ass field indoors and then grow that shit like that and then simulate the seasons of the potatoes growing, and then you can spray all the fucking poison in the air you want, and boom, just keep that shit within.
Meanwhile, the victims of your decades-long Monitor experiment are left to suffer.
Damn, motherfuckers in body bags. You want fries with that? Hell yeah, 2 on.
Hi, and welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like a Big Mac, a large order of fries, and a large Coke.
No, let me get a quarter pounder with cheese, brother.
Are you sure this is a large?
Would you like me to supersize that for you?
Hey,
Please.
yo, supersize that thing.
Well, that's better, but it still doesn't look like enough food.
How about I fat acid for you?
Wow. Damn. One badass meal.
Americans love their McDonald's fries. But what is a McDonald's fry really but a limp, sad representation of what it once was?
I thought when they first started out, the French fries were very good. And then the nutritionists got at them that it turned out to be erroneous that beef tallow fat was bad and that lard was bad and so forth. And so they changed it to some kind of a nutritionist oil, and they've been kind of limp ever since. I never really eat them. It's too bad.
The modern McDonald's
Nah, I
fry
ain't
is a
spending no money,
pesticide-infused potato stick covered in corn syrup powder, MSG, sodium acid pyrophosphate. Oh, and guess what else? Dimethyl polysiloxane, a silicone used in sunscreen and cosmetics that's added to McDonald's frying oil to keep from splashing. Sounds scrumptious. The original McDonald's fry was made with natural potatoes, fried in mostly beef tallow and a sprinkling of salt. It was incredible. And besides the little bit of vegetable oil, when fries are prepared like this in beef tallow, it's actually healthy. That's because beef tallow is, for one, natural. We've been eating it for hundreds of thousands of years. And because it's rich in things like healthy fats, vitamins D, E, choline, while potatoes are a great, easy-to-digest carb. It's all the seed oils, pesticides, and additives in modern fast food French fries that make it unhealthy. So if you still want to enjoy French fries without the terrible consequences, just make them at home. Use organic potatoes. Fry them in beef tallow or duck fat. It's actually not too hard. It will taste way better, and you get to control the ingredient.
But will it taste as good as Mickey fucking D's? Yeah, man, the shit and the sunscreen. And they only put that shit in to keep the fucking oil from splashing. How about you just make the fucking fryer deeper so that the shit got a hard time to reach to jump out the fucking pan? But nah, they want to put the fucking, maybe it's Maybelline in the fucking fryer and shit to keep it from splashing. How about they put something in the fucking ice cream machine to keep it running? How about that?